Well, everything that went wrong for Carolina this weekend went wrong for Carolina, especially in that fourth quarter against the New Orleans Saints. That was just absolutely crap. Anyway, it is what it is. We move to this week where we will take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and still have a chance to sneak in the wild card spot. And I've been seeing a lot of fans out there that have said that they want to lose out so they can have better draft positioning. I'm not one of those people, man. I'm one of those people that likes to get into the playoffs and see if we can't make a run here, or at least maybe win a game in these NFC playoffs. However, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the Sports Lovers, where we talk pretty much all things sports. It's been a while since we have posted here on the channel. I think it's been since like last Wednesday or Thursday. Friday was a little bit busy, and then of course yesterday was busy as well. But we should be back to our normal posting routine. In today's video, we of course are going to be talking about the Senior Bowl. We're going to talk about who's accepted their invites from in-state schools. We're going to focus on the SEC aspect of it. We'll talk about a little about the popular players, I guess you would say, that are coming. Then next week, we'll kind of transform this channel into a Senior Bowl show where we'll start previewing the game, breaking it down, who all can have a good week and stuff like that, because we have been Senior Bowl media approved, where we will be doing interviews throughout the week. So, yeah, very excited about that. So, pretty much every week now, we will have a video regarding the Panini Senior Bowl, and I cannot wait for it, as it is just, it's so much fun seeing all these athletes coming down to Mobile and competing here, and showing some love back to the schools that have, of course, kind of paved the way for them, especially the local guys like Deontay Lawson, who we'll talk about here in a second. However, if you are new to the channel, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Tomorrow, we will have our NFL prediction video. Thursday, we will play our Road to Glory, and Friday, of course, we will play our Vanderbilt Dynasty. So lots of EA Sports college football content coming your way. Of course, the college football playoff kicks off this weekend. Tonight, we do have another bowl game as well. Lots of stuff happening in the world of sports. Hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of it. And without further ado, let us go ahead and hop right into this Senior Bowl preview. All right, so we're just literally going to go down the list of accepted invites and then talk about it for this first, I guess, introductory video to the Senior Bowl show here on the Sports Lovers YouTube channel. First of all, we'll talk about the guys from Alabama. Jam Miller, if you guys saw yesterday, accepted his invite. And then today, actually, literally about an hour or two ago, Jeremy Bernard is also coming to the Senior Bowl. So two of Alabama's most popular players are coming down to Mobile to participate in this draft. Also, Tim Keenan is coming from Alabama. We got Deontay Lawson, the Mobile product. I don't know if you guys know this, but he went to Mobile Christian High School, and he's coming back down here for Senior Bowl week. That's just going to be awesome to kind of cover that as well. We'll hopefully get an interview with him come Senior Bowl week. And then, of course, Justin Jefferson, the defensive back, who I know a lot of people do get confused with, obviously, over Justin Jefferson, the NFL receiver. At least me, I'm wearing the LSU shirt. But, yeah, that's a pretty solid list from these Alabama guys. Jam Miller, I expect to have a pretty big week down here at the Senior Bowl. I really do. Obviously, he got hurt in the middle of the season, if you guys do remember that. He's just now starting to come back. Played in the SEC Championship game. Didn't look too good for that Alabama Crimson Tide team. And then, of course, Jeremy Bernard. He has been on fire recently. He's been Alabama's #1 wide receiver. Yes, over Ryan Williams, if you are asking me. In my opinion, those two, I think, are going to be some of the big names to watch. And then on the defensive side of the ball, of course, you got Justin Jefferson and Deontay Lawson. So that's always a good get for the Senior Bowl when you can get some very popular Alabama players to come. And, of course, come locally to have a huge fan turnout. And ultimately, yeah, the Senior Bowl does have a lot of Alabama players there. But let us talk about Arkansas for a second, because there's some prospects from Arkansas that I'm really intrigued by. And one of those is Taylen Green, the quarterback. If you guys don't know, Taylen Green, yes, the record for Arkansas doesn't really show that they've been in close games with a lot of these teams, but we saw it when Bobby Petrino took over, that this team could hang in with some of the best. We saw it with Tennessee. We saw it with Florida, I believe, as well. Taylen Green is going to be a very interesting guy to watch, and I'm very curious to see, of course, I'm just curious to see what kind of week he has, if he can up his draft stock a little bit. Sure, we'll get into the kind of logistics of it next week as well. But, again, I'm very curious to watch Taylen Green play in this Senior Bowl, especially in practice when he's going up or against guys like, of course, Jack Kelly, the linebacker out of BYU, who is really talented. We got TJ Parker, the defensive end out of Clemson, who is also a projected first-round pick, I believe, in this NFL draft, or maybe a second-round pick. Could have obviously upped it to a first-round pick. But I'm very curious to see what Taylen Green can do with some of these DBs, some of these linebackers that are elite, that he hasn't played against in practice and stuff like that. If he comes out and has a great week, he could be one of those guys like Josh Allen was a few years ago, who could possibly, of course, kind of just hang in there with some of the big guys and, of course, get his NFL draft stock up and, be a day 2 or day 1 even first-round pick quarterback in this upcoming NFL draft. But like we said, Mike Washington Jr., he's coming to the Senior Bowl, the running back out of Arkansas. He's a really talented running back. This Arkansas team, man, very underrated offensively. And again, like I said, we saw it when Bobby Petrino took over after Sam Pittman got fired, that this offense came alive. And if you open the play call sheet up, they can do pretty much anything that you want them to do. I like Taylen Green. I like the running back, Mike Washington. I really do. I think that these two guys are going to be NFL players, but I think if they have a really good week down here in Mobile, then they can kind of up their draft stock and, again, like I said, be a day 2 or day 3 type of round pick right there. But moving on, we do have a little bit of Auburn players, which is nice. Jeremiah Wright, the offensive lineman, is coming down to Mobile. Kieran Crawford as well, the outside linebacker, is coming to Mobile as well. I know Keldrick Fall I assume he got an invite, but I don't know if he's going to accept it or not. He's already a first-round pick, or projected first-round pick, so how much can he really do? But I do expect that Kieran Crawford and Jeremiah Wright to have big impacts on this game. Yes, I know that they're offensive linemen, but I do believe that if Jeremiah Wright can have a big week, then he'll be a day 2 or day 3 pick. He was really good when it came to blocking for Auburn. Like we said, Auburn was in a one-score game with every team that they played this year. And it pains me that we could not win a couple of those games. But hey, it is what it is. And Jeremiah Wright was a key factor in that, blocking for his quarterbacks when he needed to, especially in that Vanderbilt game. And I think that if he performs like that in January, then he can also have a really big impact on his draft stock as well. Then we got a really big one, and I knew we were going to kind of pivot towards the SEC schools a little bit, but we got Sawyer Robertson out of Baylor. This dude is a baller. Saw him play in the Week 1 game, obviously, against Auburn. Sawyer Robertson can pretty much do whatever you need him to do. He can run it. He can throw it. This Sawyer Robertson kid in the NFL, I think, is going to be very good. And I think he's going to be a very good player. Maybe not a first-round pick, but somebody who kind of works his way into that role as a starting quarterback. I really do. I think Sawyer Robertson is going to be a huge get for the Senior Bowl. But keeping us rolling here in the SEC, we got Caleb Banks out of Florida, who, of course, the D tackle. He is really talented. We got the cornerback, we got the offensive lineman. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Austin Barber out of Florida, and then, of course, the offensive lineman, Jake Slaughter. So, a few Florida guys. Again, they're usually pretty popular, too. Down at the LSU spot, we have Barian Brown, the wide receiver out of LSU, and Jack Pyburn, the defensive end out of LSU as well. Now we go to Missouri. We got Zion Young. That dude is elite, man. I cannot wait to watch Zion Young play down here at the Senior Bowl. He is going to be so much fun to watch on the defensive side of the ball. Then, of course, you've got Chris McClellan, the defensive tackle for the Missouri Tigers as well. From Oregon, Isaiah World, Alex Harkley, of course. We got Luke Basso in there as well. From Penn State, you got some really good guys like the running back, Katron, I believe is how you say that name, Allen, Zane Durant, the defensive tackle. Lots of really good guys that Mobile is getting here for the Senior Bowl. Again, we're going to kind of keep it up to date. But then we'll go to the SEC a little bit with TCU. The Big 12. Bud Clark, he is really talented. Heard an interview with him the other day. Seems to be a really nice guy. DJ Rogers, the tight end for TCU, he went off this year in Big 12 play. And then, of course, Charles Demings, the quarterback for Stephen F. Austin, I believe, is going to be a really fun, interesting player to watch. And I'm very curious to see how he can up his draft stock as well this week. Keeping us in the SEC with Jalen McMurray, the quarterback out of Tennessee. Michael Taft, the safety out of course, Texas. Now we go to Texas A&M. Of course, we got Demetrius Croner, I believe, Cronover, I believe is how you say his name, will lead the third. The quarterback for Texas A&M, Nate Barker, I believe. I'm going to butcher that name. The tight end for Texas A&M as well. And then to kind of end it with Lee Hunter, the defensive tackle out of Texas Tech. That dude is a baller, and I cannot wait to see what he has in store. Also forgot one very important player, Diego Pavia. The Heisman runner-up, the guy who said frick all of the Heisman people, I guess. But he is coming down here to Mobile. I'm very curious to see how he kind of interacts with NFL scouts. I'll be keeping a close eye on that one in practice and stuff like that. But Diego Pavia is coming down here to the Senior Bowl. That's a big get, as he is one of the more popular players in college football. Of course, second in the Heisman voting, obviously. Didn't really look too great professionally after the voting ceremony, but it is, people are people. They're going to make mistakes. And again, hopefully Diego Pavia does have a great week down here in Mobile. But that is kind of just recapping all of the SEC schools, I guess, from who have accepted invites so far. I'm sure there will be some later today, and probably by the time you guys see this video, there will be more from maybe Auburn, Alabama, stuff like that. But hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Episode 1 of the Senior Bowl show, short and sweet, to the point, just kind of recapping all the SEC schools and in terms of who's accepted and who's not. So lots of good, talented prospects coming to the Senior Bowl here in Mobile. Cannot wait to be a part of it in January. Again, next week we will, of course, have our Senior Bowl show. We're kind of go more in depth up to what this game actually is and stuff like that. So hit that sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, we will have NFL predictions tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.